Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching episode 2 of season 4 of Stranger Things. The last episode, I was never a horror movie fan. As a matter of fact, I had a really hard time watching them growing up. The fact that I have started watching horror movies for my channel, I think has prepared me to really enjoy this season because it is total 80s movie horror vibes between the sounds, the music, the lighting, the jump cuts, like it just the flashes and the visions, and then just even the style of the monster itself. It just reminds me of a lot of things from the 80s. I adore the 80s. I think most of us do, even if it's nostalgia for us or it's people that are being introduced to like even 80s fashion, 80s music. Like there's just something about it that is magical. I'm happy and I'm here for it. So Elle's having a hard time fitting in at her school in California. I would imagine that, she no longer has her gang, which would be, her boys of Mike and Dustin and so on. But also, like, she lost Max, who was like her one close girlfriend, and then Hopper. She doesn't have anybody. And like, she has Will, but like, apparently he's doing painting and isn't really spending that much time with her. I don't I don't know what that means. I'm sure we'll find out. And I know like she's not fitting in, and I'm always like team like don't ever fit in. Always be yourself, do your own thing. Like the people that like you will gravitate towards you. Like I'm definitely one of those people. And she doesn't have, I guess, correct social cues. She didn't learn that. She had never been in a school before. So, like she's trying her best and like just any sort of formal education she's never received. So, even schoolwork is difficult for her or understanding a presentation and just she hears the word hero, not historical hero. It's a struggle for her. And Angela is awful. And as an Angela, I think I speak for the rest of us when I say she's out of the club. We don't like her. We don't know her. Okay, now that I've stated that, moving on. Hop is alive. Joyce receives word via a doll. Um, and it looks like a ransom note. So I don't. They had scissors to cut out letters and glue to make a note, but not a pen. And so I was like, well, why would it have been that style? And maybe it's somebody doesn't want their handwriting recognized. I mean, that's where my mind kind of goes is that if you don't want somebody to recognize your handwriting, you don't use your own handwriting. You either type it or you do that. Personally, if a typewriter is available, I'm going to opt for that. She knows that he's alive. Is Joyce going to Russia? I should hope not. And if she does, please take Murray with you. But I hope they're not going to Russia. I hope that they're just figuring out a way to get Hopper out of Russia. I don't know if we're going to go to Russia and we're going to see Hopper there. I think that would be great because I miss him and I want to see him. And I know I've seen him in the trailer. It's not enough. It's never enough. We need more Hop. And I like Joyce and Murray together as like a buddy cop investigative duo. He obviously brings comic relief, and she's kind of like the more like level sane one, which is saying something because Joyce has never really been known as the level sane one. So Steve is helping Robin with her love life, and she can't help herself because it's not really the time for people to be out, to be open. And that sucks because I remember the 80s and I remember that it was like a very hush hush thing that nobody talked about it and that like gay was an insult. Crazy times. Stupid times, but also crazy times. Lucas won a state championship for his team. Um, I think that that's great, but he did it while none of his friends or his girlfriend were there to witness it. Even his sister wasn't there. I don't remember any parents running out to see him. So it's lonely times for Lucas. His friends are still involved, in their thing, and he's branching out. He's going into something new, and sometimes when you do that, it's a pretty lonely place to be. And especially not having Max. And it's like I said before. He was always the one that was kind of like a little erratic and overly emotional sometimes, and he seems to be more level and I mean in a sad way, but also like he's the one that's kind of come to a more mature place. And I'm very happy for him. I would like to see him get back together with his group and participate in Dungeons and Dragons because I think that that's where he belongs. He also belongs on a basketball team, but maybe those aren't his primary friend group. And Max is struggling, and I know that it probably has a lot to do with living in a new house, her mom having issues. But I was very confused as to why she was taking Billy's death so hard. And I was trying to figure out because like a lot of people are like, that's her sibling. Well, I lost a sibling. I've had a blood sibling of mine die, but I don't know what it's like to have a stepbrother, and I also don't know what that relationship is when your parents are married and like what happens when they're not married anymore. Like I don't know what that is, and especially because he was so mean to her. And like he learned that from his dad, and that's what happens is that parents are jerks to their kids, so their kids are jerks to other kids, right? And that's what we got out of Billy. And I feel bad that I don't like have sympathy or I don't understand why she's so upset, but I don't think that we were given any sort of depth to their relationship. We were just given, him being a complete asshole to her and, her trying to avoid him. And then he dies, sacrificing himself. And I realize that's a big thing. I realize that that's a big moment, but I still don't know why it's so emotionally hard for Max. So I'm sure that there's something else there that we haven't been told yet. And like I said, I don't know a stepbrother relationship, so I don't know like that bond if there is one. I don't know. But again, I have had a sibling die, and I do know how devastating that is. And that for some reason, I just don't feel like that's a thing between them two. And that's shitty on my part, but that's still my point of view, I guess. Dustin and Mike and the D&D Hellfire Club, I am so happy that they went into more depth with that and you saw more people joining in and just like how ruckus and like fun a campaign can be. Like tabletop games, like if you guys have ever played like a really like emotional like game of like I don't even know, Monopoly, Jenga, whatever tabletop, but just imagine that it's a story you're creating as well. That's D&D. Like that's the fun that it is. And I love that they showcase that with the people that they did and the whole scenario of building a campaign and and like how strategic it is cuz I think that that's the fun part. And also a little bit of the play pretend stuff and, winning. And I think more people needed to see that. And I know that there's been a resurgence of D&D in the past couple of years. And like I said, my friend wrote a book for kids about tabletop games and like the first campaign that they went on. And I think that that's great. Link is in the description. I get nothing from that. I just want to support him. I've known him since high school. So check it out. Randall Hampton, Little Game Master, wrote a great book. Great illustrations, by the way, too. If you want to commission him for work, go to his website. Beautiful stuff. So speaking of D&D and Eddie, I feel like I was a little harsh to Eddie, but I also feel like he went through a couple different stages in one episode from where I went from hating him to liking him to dear God, we can't lose him. It's wild. I don't like how he physically treated Dustin and Mike. And again, I'm not a boy with guy friends, so I don't know if like that physicality of being pushed around by your guy friends is okay. Personally, as a girl with girlfriends, you're not going to do that to me. So I don't really understand that dynamic. If this is a learning experience, yes. Um, and he then has a moment with Chrissy where he's a little more tender. And yes, I'm sure he's got a crush on her, but like he's actually worried about her and wants her to be okay. And then when he's doing the D&D campaign, when he's having fun with his friends and the way he challenges Erica and Erica pushes back, and instead of him kind of being upset about that response, he embraced her, which I feel is like, this is like the perfect dude. Like, he's a dude's dude to his dudes, and he is tender to the girls, but then he's also not intimidated but also is accepting of someone who may be a little more intimidating. And he was a gracious loser when he lost. Like, he had fun with it. He didn't get butthurt. He didn't get angry. He played along and he did his little bow. And I thought that that was just great. And that's a sign of a good person. It really is. And I hope he's not held responsible for Chrissy's death. I'm sure he's traumatized from it, but I hope he doesn't go to jail. So I guess it leaves us with Jonathan and Nancy. What up with that? Okay, moving on. And then, oh, and Will. Ain't up to much. Next. There's a reason why they showed Elle killing everybody in the beginning of the last episode. And I'm sure we're gonna get more of that, but like there has to be a reason to showcase her going on a murder spree. I don't know how it didn't click on the last episode because I was like, who is this guy? He's scary. Yeah. In the first episode of season 1, we were introduced during the D&D game to Demogorgons. And then in season 3, we are introduced to the Mind Flayer in D&D. So why I didn't think Vecna wasn't going to be the baddie of this season is beyond me, but it's Vecna. I think, and I'm pretty sure the next episode is Vecna, or something based on that name. I'll read it once we start. But old buddy is scary. Like, he's got like the Freddy skin and nails, but like the predator like face and body and like neck, like the traps of Predator swamp thing. But then also like the Skeletor nose and like the creepiness. Like all like the 80s creepers jammed together because the Demogorgons already got like the little tentacles and stuff like that, and like the open face thing like that Alien does, and or, you know what I mean. Like there's a lot of stuff that they take from the 80s and they mash it together and they give you something horrifying, and I love it. But why did he kill Chrissy? Like I know like it had something to do with her mom, but then like her dad's like eyes, like was that real for him or was that just in her mind? Because obviously she wasn't at her house, but like she might have been. Like I don't know. It seemed very real. But like what was up with the spiders and the clock and the ticking? Like when he says it's time to take you out of your suffering, and then Elle had also mentioned something about time travel. So like time seems to be a thing this season. I don't know if I'm just reading too much into that. I highly doubt it. Like the timer at the beginning of timing the crossword puzzle, like there's a lot of stuff that like I think they give you clues or they make me think I'm really smart and then I'm picking up clues and I'm really not. Oh, it's probably the latter. Anyway, let's get into it. Vecna's curse. Great. Hi, Hop. I'm so happy we're gonna get Hopper this episode. Oh, I have such a crush on David Harbour, too. We're getting his point of view. Run! He jumped through the portal? Didn't jump through the portal. Was just injured outside of it. What is happening right now? Let me just keep guessing out loud, because I'm sure it's entertaining. Another show where the skip intro button just gets ignored, because you can't stop this music. And like the whole Stranger Things logo coming together, it's just mesmerizing. Oh, Vecna. Jeez Louise. She's not gonna start being haunted by Vecna, is she? She'll put up a fight. Oh boy. Eddie's uncle came home and found Chrissy. Oh, his van's gone. Oh, Jesus. There's already flies?
Holy Mother of God.
Whoa.
be out
Whoa.
here. Get back inside.
For the love of God. Don't touch people like that. Good way to get punched in the face. Sorry, if there was a decaying body, I would have like a gas mask on.
We caught a body over here at the Munson's trailer. I've never seen anything like it. I need you down here ASAP to tell me what the hell I'm looking at.
I tell you, I don't know how people respond to homicides. I am not that person. Aw, Will's so excited.
Mike!
You nerd. What is up with that hat?
I know you like yellow, but now I'm kind of realizing that it's too much yellow. I know you also like...
From Mike, not Love Mike.
Hey, how you doing?
Aw, hug your friend.
What's that?
It's nothing. It's just this painting I've been working on.
Cool.
Wait, what?
First, El Rodeo for burritos.
What? Really?
So is Will into Mike? Am I late to the party on this?
Okay, that sounds awesome. Are your friends gonna meet us there?
Friends? What friends?
You know, Stacy and Angela.
Oh, no.
I want today to be about me and you.
Oh, Elle. Murray! Why does he look so paranoid?
Where it's like, I should stop talking. I have said everything I need to say. And the words, they keep spilling out.
Been there.
My brain is moving faster than my mouth, or rather, my mouth is moving faster than my brain.
Been there.
And I want to stop digging, and I'm trying to stop digging, but I can't.
Been
and I'm
there.
doing it right now, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Let's face it.
You totally suck.
Totally and utterly. Dr. Zhivago.
No, I don't do double VHS.
But it's about doomed love.
Oh, well, that's relatable.
I don't know if I've ever seen that movie. Benny. R.I.P. Benny. Oh. Would not be hungover if he had played D&D. Just saying. This is disgusting. This is like their nasty little hangout where somebody was murdered.
What's this? Thought we were watching Thundercats.
Hawkins' student got murdered.
They say who it is?
Nah, not yet. Hey, maybe Chrissy didn't stand you up after.
That's rough.
Would you be up for a field trip?
It's crazy that in the 80s, some of the outfits we wore made us look like little grandmas.
Many of the residents
That's a
we spoke to
great
voiced similar
shot.
concerns.
This is Beverly Moss, signing
No.
off. My heart can't take it anymore. I just can't take it.
A new muse.
Chrissy Cunningham? Eddie the freak with Chrissy the cheerleader?
Exactly.
Eddie didn't do this. No way. No way. When we got to high school, Lucas made all his sports friends. I mean, no one was nice to us. No one except Eddie.
I mean, they said the same shit about Ted Bundy.
Fair.
We can't presume anything.
There you go.
Okay, but it doesn't look good for Eddie.
Mm-mm. Or the boyfriend.
Why haven't you told the cops this?
I mean, I don't know.
You don't know?
She doesn't want to get involved. I don't blame her.
After I saw Eddie and Chrissy go in the trailer, something else happened.
Oh, I hated antennas.
The look on his face. He was scared, Dustin. Amy, because...
It's Hawkins and shit happens?
Something else killed her.
But that's impossible. Right?
I mean, they've seen some shit.
It should be.
Nothing's impossible.
Rusty, where are you going?
See your friend.
You heard the news. It's not safe.
Good point. We'll be extra careful. Thanks, Mom. I love you. Bye.
Only boys get away with that shit.
He looks forward to date. Please to make reservation. I like it even less in person. I don't trust it. For starters, who the hell sent this?
Mm-hmm.
Hup is alive, no government? This looks and reads like a ransom note, and a
Yeah.
bad one at that. There's no proof of life. You saw him die, Joyce.
I didn't see a body.
Let's indulge this fantasy.
Yes, let's.
What's he doing in Russia? He was captured. That's what. These people are the worst of the worst. And no matter how strong you think Jim is, they will break him. That might very well include a planned date at Enzo's with you, his co-conspirator, an elaborate ruse to capture you as well.
I think it'd be really easy to find her.
You just made all that up.
Yeah.
Going to find out who the hell sent you that letter. But we're doing it my way.
Oh, what was in the bag? So was it the Hawkins lab he fell to, or did he get blown through the gate? Ow. Oh. I don't know, Hopper's a stubborn guy.
Who is she? Unless you tell me she's wearing a Russian uniform. Тащите слона!
Get the elephant, what does that mean? Oh. I don't like it.
Do you come here a lot?
Yeah. Will does not.
No. Why do you keep lying?
What?
Why do you keep lying to Mike? I don't think Mike's gonna like that you're lying to him. And he doesn't deserve that. And when he finds out, he's gonna be mad.
And he will find out.
I'm so bad at this, I'm like Bambi on ice.
No, you're good. You got this.
Okay.
Poor Will.
Check it out.
Who's that twig with her?
But it seems like the snitch has a boyfriend.
I can't wait for Elle to get her powers and make her nose bleed. Make Angela's nose bleed. I'm excited for it.
Did you guys see this? How many phones do you have? Someone was murdered.
How many phones do you have?
Technically 3 if you got keys in the back.
Yeah, 3 works.
Whoa, what are you, my pocket? No. Dude, fill them in while I do this.
Fill us in on what?
So, I know who got murdered, and I know who possibly did it. Woody.
And the game plan is for you to let me do the talking, and for you to take notes in that little pad there, and for you to follow my lead at all times. Act casual.
Don't I know you?
I don't think so.
You're Fred Benson. You killed that kid last year.
What?
Scar on your face.
What?
It's from that crash. That why you ran all the way home instead of calling us. You're a murderer is what you are. Everyone here knows it.
What the hell?
All right there?
What?
You're looking a little peaked.
God, what the hell was that?
Okay, what was that? I said act casual.
Part of me expected her to be on that plane. I felt this intense relief when she wasn't there.
No, that's the purple palm tree delight working its magic.
It's an acceptance letter to Lenora community.
That's where I'm going. But you're going to Emerson with Nancy.
No, I'm not.
Dead, man. You are so dead.
What was I supposed to do?
Not lie.
Not tell her the truth.
Yes.
How does Argyle have more sense than Jonathan?
Where, oh where, have you been hiding this handsome thing?
Angela, this is Mike, my boyfriend.
It's really cool to finally meet some of Jane's friends.
Friends? Come on, friend. Let's skate, shall we?
How is Mike just sitting there?
Oh no. What? Elle, she hasn't been telling you everything. What are you talking about?
Thank you, Will.
Stay put.
I have no words.
Wipe out!
Oh, I can't. Have they never seen Carrie? What happens there? One day, she's gonna snap.
You are now calling from Durham, North Carolina.
Murray brought some extensive equipment with him. Are they supposed to call it a specific time?
This is Enzo.
Hello, Enzo. This is Joyce.
$40,000. You have it in Hopper's trust. For the girl, yes.
First, we're gonna have to speak to Hopper. We need to know that he's alive.
Your friend is stuck. But you give me money, I make him unstuck.
Well, that wasn't the KGB.
But it wasn't a friend either.
So we're both wrong.
He was strong American. Perhaps the motherland could use that strength.
Отправьте его на Камчатку.
Видно, что ты никогда не был на Камчатке.
Seems like a bad place.
Вот я и отправил его в ад.
Well, all right.
I don't know what this freak did to Chrissy, but he did something sick.
Probably sacrificed her. Drained her blood for the devil. I hear Satanists do that shit.
Holy shit.
Hellfire isn't a cult.
Thank you, Lucas.
It's just a D&D club. Dungeons and Dragons. It's my sister. She plays a lot sometimes.
And I'm sure your sister isn't killing people. Well, shit, I've read the wrong person plays this game. It can warp their mind.
Oh my god.
I read about that shit. It's real.
And I think Eddie...
No, it's not.
Apparently, Eddie gets his drugs from some guy named Reefer Rick.
Where does this Reefer Rick guy live?
See, that's the thing. No one knows. What are you doing?
Maybe we don't need a last name. Yeah. Rick Alderman's latest rentals are Annie and Dumbo. What are the chances our drug dealer has a family?
Not likely.
Conroy, 16 Candles, Teen Wolf, and Romancing the Stone.
No.
Rick Lipton, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Cheech and Chong's next movie, Cheech and Chong's Nice.
There's your guy right there. Wait, they're closing the store? Aren't there customers in there?
You're Wayne Munson, aren't you?
As far as I can tell, you all have it figured out already. My nephew's a freak. He killed that girl. Isn't that about right?
Let me tell your side of the story.
Oh no. I don't want this kid to like get hurt or die.
My nephew.
What's going on with the clock?
This wasn't Eddie. You ever hear the name Victor Creel? He lost his mind, killed his whole family.
Jeez.
Kids and wife took their eyes.
What is going on with the clocks and why is it in a coffin? Oh god.
Murderer! 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 Murderer!
Who did he supposedly murder?
Вас поймают! И последнее, что вы сделаете.
Does Hopper even understand what they're saying?
Run. You die.
Clear as a bell. I can't imagine being in a jail in a different country where you don't know the language. Terrifying.
Enzo's a prison guard.
Maybe Hopper bribed him.
Sounds like Jim, doesn't it?
Joyce, where you going?
The bank. I'm gonna get Enzo some damn money, and we are getting Hopper back.
You knew that she was having trouble for like a year. You didn't tell me. I didn't know she was lying to you. Well, she was lying to you, Mike. Straight to your face ever since you got here. And I've been a total third wheel all day. It's been miserable. Yeah, whatever, man.
They were best friends.
You've called maybe a couple times. It's been a year. Friends. We're friends. Well, we used to be best friends.
Yeah.
Right? She looks like she shit herself.
Oh, don't yell at her again. Hit her this time.
I want you to say sorry to me. And I want you to tell my boyfriend that it was just a joke.
Or what? You gonna hurt us with your mean stare again? You'll just have to cry to your daddy instead. Oh wait, can't do that either.
My God, I hate her so much. Oh my God, Al, what are you gonna do?
Angela!
Okay?
Ow!
Okay, you're okay.
Oh man. Well, that's what happens. It's not okay, but you get picked on enough, you snap.
Elle, what did you do?
What have you done? What have you done?
I mean, I wanted it, and now I regret it, but it's also slightly satisfying.
Okay, well, that's settled. I guess there's no matter there.
Don't scream that.
Hello? Is anyone home?
What are you doing?
Jeez, you could have hurt him.
It might be in here.
You don't have to poke at it like that.
Died about 100 times. Personally, I don't find it funny in the.
Fuck, Eddie!
Eddie, these are my friends. You know Robin. This is my friend Mac, the one who never wants to play D&D.
Poor Eddie. Dude's traumatized.
I want to know what happened.
You won't believe me.
Of all the people, they
Trace.
will. Yeah.
Officer?
What are you still doing here?
My friend from the car earlier, I can't find him.
I told you kids to go home. Jesus Christ. This is Glenn. We might have a situation here.
Not only that, but like, how much time went by before she told somebody? Did he cause a car accident? What is going on with Fred?
And she just like hung there in the air. Her bones started to snap. Like inside her head, pulling. I left her there.
We don't think you're crazy at all.
Don't bullshit me, man. I know how this sounds.
We're not bullshitting you.
You know how people say Hawkins is cursed? There's another world. A world hidden beneath Hawkins. Bleeds into ours.
Oh, Jesus.
I want you to join me.
Oh, poor Fred. I don't want the same thing to happen to him that happened to Chrissy.
It was like she was in a trance or something.
Or under a spell. A curse. Vecna's curse.
Oh, Fred.
A spellcaster.
A dark wizard.
The fuck was that? So now they have like bat-like pterodactylish things in the Upside Down? Yeah. Yeah, that Vecna is one scary dude. Um uh I don't know why he's choosing these people, especially Fred. I mean, apparently he is responsible for somebody dying, maybe in a car accident. But I don't know why that makes Vecna the one to do that. Like I mean, does he have to do that to their body? I get that it's a curse, but why? What's the point? I'm so intrigued. It's a dark wizard. That's what a upside down wizard looks like. It's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Yeah, the imageries that they're giving us is just bar none some fantastic horror scenes. Just Vecna himself. Of course, the Upside Down was already horror-ish in nature, but now when you have this environment with this evil wizard in it, and then what he does to the bodies, it's delicious. And I was really just I don't know what the clock is. I don't know what the meaning of that is, other than time, something with time. Um, but then the people that were standing in the woods when Fred is in front of the casket that has the clock on it, and then like they are all very Walking Deadish, very noseless faces. I don't know what any of this means. I'm sure it will continue to unfold. Wow. Okay. So let's get to the rest of it because there was a lot of other things that actually happened that had nothing to do with Vecna, which I'm sure it's all going to converge at some point. Namely, Hopper is alive in Russia. Now I'm confused as to how he got to Russia. If he fell off the platform and he went through the gate to the Russian side. So if there was a transfer there, if he was there and then everyone left and the Russians come and found them and then took him out of Hawkins, I don't think that is how it went necessarily. So I'm confused as to actually how he got to Russia. But now that he's there, they were trying to get information out of him about Joyce. And of course, he's Hop, he's stubborn, and he ain't going to let them have their way. So he's not giving up Joyce. I can't imagine how he's going to handle another language in another country and being in jail, especially because he's a cop. But it seems like he's already bribing the guard to help get him out. That seems like a real Hopper thing to do. I like it. Murray was right. It's exactly what Hop would do. I loved their little phone call, uh, disguising the location of the phone call, and then figuring out, from the evidence from the woman screaming at the man through the phone, through the phone booth door, like how they actually got to that he was a guard. It seemed a little too easy, but I like it. Whatever. I'm not going to complain too hard about it, especially because Murray is definitely the more comic relief in the show, except for Jonathan this time, because Jonathan seemed kind of. Now, I don't want to say unhinged because it wasn't unhinged, but like he was kind of delirious almost, and I don't know if it was the drugs, the purple stuff, whatever it is, the good haze, or if he was just kind of being goofy and silly. But him and Argyle having that conversation, and Argyle actually being the voice of reason, that says something, Jonathan. He doesn't actually realize that, like, by avoiding the entire situation, like that doesn't stop it from happening, right? You can actually be in the relationship and make different decisions so that doesn't happen. I'm just saying. Being a dick to Nancy and slowly breaking up with her, it's not really the best way to handle it. And then Nancy, of course, being with Fred and doing her little investigating and everything, were with Eddie's uncle. And Eddie's uncle throws out the name Victor Creel and kind of a story about Victor Creel. I don't. Is Vecna Victor Creel? Is he at Victor Creel's house in the attic? Is he the Victor Creel of the Upside Down? Is Victor Creel real? Victor Creel real? That's a mouthful for me because I already mumble my words as it is. But is that relevant? Vecna, Victor Creel, like it seems plausible. I don't know, might be a reach, might be a stretch. And while I'm happy that Elle kind of got a little bit of revenge on Angela, as satisfying as it is to see her bleeding from her face and for her to be lying on the ground, it's also not right. And as much as I wanted it, I do feel that if Elle had her powers, getting hit in the nose and getting your nose broken is the absolute least thing that could happen. Elle has her powers; she can make your head explode. So, like, silver lining. She's absolutely horrible. All those kids are horrible, and I don't see, and I don't think people act like this in real life. And maybe I've just been lucky that I haven't experienced it and I haven't witnessed it. But I feel like it's a real big '80s thing to have a major bullying plot point in your show and it to be kind of over the top, Carrie, if you will. And that's kind of what I was thinking of is like she's gonna snap. Like they're gonna do something that's gonna embarrass Elle and she's going to snap. I don't want her to. I don't want that to happen. But if we're going with the '80s television shows or the '80s movies, the horror themes, because we're already in the fashion and the music, I would just assume that we're probably going to keep going on that trend. I do like that Will actually called her out on lying to Mike, and I like that Will actually called Mike out on not being a good friend. No, but there's like something weird that's happening there, and maybe I don't know, like I didn't catch it or something, but I never got the vibe that Will actually liked Mike for anything more than a friend, and maybe that's on me. But it seems like he was a little hurt by not getting attention from Mike. And I get that, even if it's just your friend or if it's somebody you have a crush on. But, like, he painted something, and Elle had mentioned, that Will has been painting for somebody. And I wonder what that is. And maybe I'm looking too deep into it. Maybe because of Robin's storyline, I'm thinking about this. But, definitely let's just throw it back to be a good friend, Mike. Be a good friend to Will. You guys were close once. Like Will went missing and Mike didn't give up. Like, where's that Mike at? What happened to that guy? And Will seems like he's just as emotional as ever. And it's so weird to see a grown Will. Like, he's tall. Like, he's got like lip hair. Like, what happened to that little baby? He's turning into a man. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And then there's Lucas hanging out at like Benny's burger place that has been abandoned. Like someone died there and they turned it into their little clubhouse, like their little drinking den for after their games. I don't like this crowd. I don't like these friends, especially when Lucas mentions D&D after like trying to say like it's not devil worship, guys. Like it's not a cult. It's literally just a fantasy tabletop game. And them kind of like, oh, like kind of almost like I don't know, looking down on him, and then he has to turn it and say, "Well, my sister's into it." Lucas, like I was this close to just being like king, absolute king, but he throws the sister under the bus just so these guys will continue to think that he's somewhat cool. But you can see that he's having a hard time with it. He does not follow this lead. And I don't know where it's going, but I really don't want these guys to go after Eddie. Okay, I'm looking forward to the next episode because now that we've got Hopper back, we can get back into his story and figure out where he's going and how we get him back to Hawkins or California, wherever he decides to be. Now that we have a name for Vecna and we found Eddie, I expect there to be like an investigation that the kids go into to figure out where Vecna is or how to summon him. I don't know. That's not somebody I'd want to summon. That's terrifying. Anyway, you can catch me here for episode 3 next. Like, subscribe, turn on your notifications. That way you know when it's been posted. If you like long-winded wrap-ups and long-winded entries or long-winded commentaries, I'm here for you. But anyway, you can also find me over at my Instagram, Funny Little Gal Reacts. I talk about content over there all the time. You can just message me. I'm here for you. All right, guys, and check out my friend Randy Hampton's book. If you got kids and you want them to enjoy their imagination and live in a world of fantasy and have fun with their friends, get them into tabletop games. I'm telling you, it's a good time. All right, guys, I'll see ya.